because I'm warm. Ay, bone? What the heck? Ito yun.
Aboard the Queen 2, West Okoboji's premier excursion boat. Every time you hear this sound here, I'll be informing you about our Iowa Great Lakes. When we leave the pier, you'll have a great view of Arnold's Park amusement park, the concert area on Preservation Plaza, and the 10 arches on the Arnold Park Promenade at Preservation Plaza, a beautiful walkway by the lake. The arches on the promenade are lit at night, and these lights are programmable with different colors. It is funded by Imagine Iowa Great Lakes, a nonprofit that is beautifying many locations along the US 71 corridor between the lakes. The funds for the lakefront boardwalk and the new state pier also came from Imagine Iowa in cooperation with the Iowa DNR. The cost of these projects and improvements came from a variety of generous individual donations and foundations, and have amounted to several millions of dollars starting in the year 2000, when the park ownership became a non-profit entity. And major donations have continued since that time, including the new roof garden, renovation of the majestic pavilion, the park administrative offices, as well as the additions to the Iowa Great Lakes Maritime Museum and the Iowa Rock and Roll Museum, underground water and sewer, as well as electric replacement and a brand new parking. All these new facilities have kitchens for catering for weddings, birthdays, any large event to help sustain Arnold's Park amusement park. So if you're planning a party or an event, be sure and think first for Arnold's Park.
Queen 2. We'll be departing Queen 2 dock here in a few minutes. Before we do, a few things we need to go over. There are over 200 life jackets aboard the Queen 2. They're located right above where you're sitting, right above the blue material. On the lower deck are the restrooms. They're located on the east side of the staircase. Also on the lower deck is the galley, serving hot popcorn, some candy bars, some chips, and your favorite beverage. We do have one rule in the Queen, there is no smoking. Again, we'll be departing the Queen 2 dock here in a few minutes. We'll be out in the water for about an hour and 15 minutes. Hopefully enjoy the cruise.
As we continue our departure, we want to talk a little bit about the Queen 2. In the early 1900s, there were several steamboats on the lakes. Of those boats, the original Queen stayed here the longest, for a period of nearly 90 years. The original Queen left Lake Okoboji in the early 1970s and was displayed at Adventureland in Des Moines. This boat, the Queen 2, was built by Palmer Johnson Yachts of Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, at a cost of $400,000 in 1984. In the spring of 1986, it was delivered to West Okoboji, where it was completed. It is powered by two 240 horsepower diesel engines, which were replaced in 2015. The Queen II can carry 200 passengers. It is 75 feet long and weighs 85 tons. The whistle we hear is an original steamboat whistle from another steamboat. By the way, if you're planning a party, the Queen II is available for charter with food service.
Karaw mataim ako.
Kita nakapikmat.
As we depart Smith's Bay, to your south is Pillsbury Point, and looking to the north is Fort Dodge Point. Between these 2 points is the deepest hole dug by the Ice Age glacier 14,000 years ago. It's a big drop-off, 136 feet deep. The deepness of West Okoboji with no river inlets favors the freshwater springs, producing very clear water in West Okoboji. Also, because of the clear water and the deep water, West Okoboji performs a thermal transition. This transition happens when the layers of water on top become very warm in summer. The bottom cold water then splits, rises to the top, bringing again a good clarity of water to the lake during the summer months.
It's not one of those houses.
To a great spiritual Indian massacre of 1857. Between March 8th and 12th of 1857, the renegade Santee Sioux Indian chief and Florida and 14 others raided and terrorized settlers around the Isle of Great Lakes. 21 settlers were killed, with many other settlers fleeing to Fort Jackson in Jackson, Minnesota. The massacre was Florida's revenge for the murder of his brother, Sid Manadota, by another white settler. In addition to the massacre, 4 women settlers were kidnapped and hostage by Florida. One of the young girls kidnapped was living right here, behind Pillsbury Point. Her name was Abby Gardner, age 13, and she lost her family in the massacre. After many months, She was released by the Santee Sea, and she returned to the Isle of Great Lakes. She married, becoming Abby Gardner Sharp. It was under this name that she wrote a book describing the massacre and her months living with the Sioux Indians. It was a best-selling book, and she became quite a celebrity, offering tours of the Gardner cabin and the gift shop adjacent to her cabin. The Gardner cabin and the 1895 monument remain in back of Pillsbury Park to this day. Toledo, Philly, Skip, 20 years later, he went on to fight in the Battle of the Little Bighorn in Montana, where he rode with fellow chief Sitting Bull in June of 1876. Toledo died of old age on an Indian reservation near Winnipeg, Canada. For new visitors, behind this point, Pillsbury Point, the Abby Gardner cabin and 1895 monument are still there to see. It's a large piece of history.
Empty. Oh wow, lakay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did Green just come back?
As one cruise past Sunset Beach towards Browns Bay and Gibbons Beach, the docks you see in front of cottages and homes are mostly made of wooden planks and nailed together with crisscross supports. All the docks are removed prior to winter, as the ice in the lake can be 3 feet deep in some
Be
places.
respectful of our
The average freeze-over date for West Okoboji is December 10th, and the average ice out of the lake date is April the 10th. Smaller bays and lakes, of course, the ice goes on a little bit earlier. Steamboats, as well as boat storage, is a huge business at the Isle of Great Lakes. It's handled and run by several marinas and private